Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising signs, Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Justice card. But before we get into that, if you haven't seen the Into the Multiverse video, the midpoint between the magic and madness, please check it out. It will help you navigate this week. We are in between eclipses, so it can be a little bit weird, a little bit floaty light. And so that's the reason I've created that video. And yeah, that's as much as I will say, but please check it out. And obviously, you know, as this whole week we're on the build up to the next eclipse at this point, so interesting times. Now you've got the Justice card here as your key to the week. This, I actually think, is a lot of you going for it. I get the feeling for a lot of you this is go time or pull the trigger time. That's probably not a very good analogy actually. Or maybe it's like where you initially, like for a lot of you, even though the Justice card is like where you sign on the dotted line, where you get committed about something, I feel like this is a go point. I feel like this is a lot of you saying, right, this is it. This is that moment. I'm going to launch into something. I'm going to push something out into the world. I'm going to, you know, make that declaration. It's like, in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like this is you goading yourself. Like, if you, like, you know, when you're psyching yourself up, like if you're going to jump off a ledge into some water or what, like anything like that, where you have to kind of hype and psych yourself up. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Come on, born ready. Rah! I like it for that reason. I don't think you have to push yourself as hard as you do, or as hard as you may end up doing this week. I think it will be more a case of being able to ease into it, but obviously only you can decide for yourself. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Devil card. So yeah, look, I'm going to say what I said to you. I don't think you have to push yourself this hard, and it looks like you really are, you know, and it's great. It's great to be sort of, you know, really determined and focused on what it is that you're trying to do. But that Devil card, it kind of suggests to me that you're trying to push yourself too hard, or maybe you're trying to push yourself into a mold of some sort. And, you know, Sagittarius and molds, you guys need freedom and liberation to be squares one day and triangles the next, and, you know, starfish the day after. Like, this is, I'm just, like, I sound like an old granny now. I'm a little concerned. I'm just a little bit, yeah, I am a bit concerned, because it looks like you're, whatever this commitment is, it looks like you're pushing yourself really hard to make it happen. And it's like, okay, fair enough, nobody likes to lose face, but why are you demanding so much of yourself? And more importantly, where is it that you're being too rigid about the way that something can happen? I kind of want to say to you, like, this week, cut yourself some slack or give yourself a breather. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is great. So for some of you, this is job interviews. For some of you, this will be new endeavors, which, you know, all well and good. I will say it does look like some of your thoughts, a lot of you, your thoughts at the moment seem to be very focused on the material world, which is never a bad thing, right? Sometimes that's needs a must, right? And this is, I say certain things to people and they kind of look at me like, but you're, and it's like, yes, I love the woo-woo, right? I'm going to tell you, if you've been with me long enough, you know I am all out there. I should practically be wearing a tinfoil hat every day of my life, but I like to keep my feet on the ground, and I like to ask specific questions, and also to attain certain sort of real world knowledge. We live in a very physical, real world real sort of tangible world. And that comes with responsibilities and bills to pay and a roof to keep over your head and to keep certain things spinning. That doesn't mean that you're not spiritual, and to want and desire abundance does not make you not spiritual. It doesn't make you that at all. We're here to experience everything that a human soul can experience, and that includes abundance, and at times it's going to include this work. May the universe rest him. I'm going to get really candid with you here. This many years ago now. For those of you that know, Moise, Hoodoo Sen Moise, passed this year. Another prediction that I made, which I was really, really gutted about, I have to say. And I remember him saying, this is years ago at this point, this work, as in what I do and this whole field, he said, is either feast or famine. And sometimes it's rarely, in between those two things. And that really hit me, because I was like, right, okay, cool. So it's all swings and roundabouts. Life is a series of peaks and troughs. It's light and dark, all of that mixed into one. There's no hard and fast. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you is, it looks like you're very focused on the material world. Whether this is you about that money, which is fine, go get it, right? Do what you can. But if you're pushing yourself really too hard, or you're trying to fit a certain mold or narrative just to do that, eventually you're not going to be able to sustain it, because you'll kind of look at yourself and say, why I'm doing this for the wrong reason. My heart isn't in it. All right. So this week it feels like there's a good questioning of self coming up. Sorry for the very long detour. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that Ace of Pentacles with the Justice card, I actually think this is you gaining knowledge and wisdom about how people that are in your field of study have actually gone on to be successful. So maybe this is, let's say you're studying to be, I don't know, a vet, and you go to a vet and say, look, you know what, how much money are you actually earning? Do you really love the work? Like, what are the holdups? What are the whatever? It's like you're doing the research on what your life will be like after your studies on a material level. That's very smart. For those of you that are working for somebody else, again, I think this is you asking the hard questions of your boss. It's like, if I'm going to commit to this job and give you my time and work really hard at being a manager, what are my prospects? Where does this go? What is the ceiling for me? Get it. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, similar message, right? I love this because you're very focused on getting to where you want to be, but it just feels to me like this week you might have that realization of like, actually, you know what, doing all of this kind of stuff, yeah, it's fun or it's exciting or whatever, but actually it just doesn't feel like me. And that's fine, because that means that you can adjust your plan, right? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this may be looking at where you're overindulging and maybe you need to tighten the belt. It's possible. And all of this will be coming through your conversation. So as you communicate with people, you're having these realizations. For your love and relations, you've got the Six of Wands. That's very nice. You've got this underneath the Devil card. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be a very amorous week. Maybe a little too amorous. Maybe that's a distraction. Very possible. But the things on the day-to-day level are actually very good. This could also be where you and your partner are having conversations about your financial commitments and what, whether they are in the right space or whether they're not. For me, I think this will be mostly positive, but you might have to look at some of the implications. When it comes to those of you that are single, I like this for meeting someone, but you are very much in your sort of you're in your feels and you're in your sort of naughty phase and state. So obviously like attracts like, so you just need to consider does this person, is all they're seeing is this aspect of me? All right. We always want people to see us holistically. For your money and materials, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. I love this because it looks like whatever you are setting in motion it really does have financial success, certainly for the longer term, written all over it. That Knight of Pentacles, though, it always suggests that whatever is coming in, it's coming slowly. This could also be a week where, look at this, right? That triplet there. This could be money that you're having to spend on a car. For some of you, if you are purchasing a car, you could end up overspending on it. So maybe you get there, you've got a very clear idea, this is my budget. You get to the car showroom or the wherever, maybe the website, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've seen this, I want it. So just keep that as a consideration. For your physical health and vitality, I actually think that this could be, because, yeah, I want it, so there's a part of me that feels like this could be your knees, but there's another part of me that feels like this might be your digestive system. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but these are the things that are coming to me. When it comes to your home and environment, this could be some of you setting in motion, or certainly at least starting to think about how much longer you'll be in the place that you're in. It could be for some of you, maybe you say, actually, you know what, I'm deciding I'm going to stay here for another 5 years. I'm going to build this, and this, and then I'm going to decide to move or to buy my own place or whatever. This is long-term plans about the living situation that are coming in. Well, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.